I wanted this for the relationship and knowledge to keep my mind like a sponge and to grow. And because of that, cool, we got a contract. Cool, you invested. Now I have capital. But you saw that as a need in my company, as a growth and as a need. So you provided that, as you should. And I have a strategic approach for the Turabify Network and for Bright Smiles in a sense. And you said it yourself, like telling stories and creating content in a sense is key. What I always say is educational content performs the best. And right now, what we've kind of noticed in 2024 is just a spike across the board of everyone getting involved in content. And now we just have to refine how do we tell our stories. And that's maybe a perspective we could take with the Turabify Network and with Bright Smiles, because with these colleges, we now know that our targets are like our target audience is going to be like obtaining like the interns, the people that are interested, that want to grow and do the business. But what's the value for the college? So the value for the college, maybe we could approach this as we educate the college and we show them how we do it in a safe way and how we qualify the lead for them, qualify the business that they're getting ready to get involved in. So they know it's safe. And we approach this in a more educational point of view. And that's what's providing value to the college, because the college doesn't have time, resource, or money to do that. That might not, or it may be the reason why they're staying stagnant or not doing it. So if we come as an outside source and provide value to them, like a software would, like Wi-Fi does, then they could obtain it with some of their resource and say, go, do the work.
Yeah, and I'm working on becoming a partner with the American Student Dental Association to actually get into these dental schools and actually
easier when you do that.
And give a lot more security and legitimacy to universities for using services like this.
That's a value you could bring. Is we're gonna try to find out. This is what we do. We want this to happen. That's great, but the real value is that everything's safe. Here's our safety procedure. This is our outline. If we can define that, that's valuable to the college.
Yeah, I'll definitely keep that in mind in terms of presenting personally. Now here's the thing. I have gone through dental administration. You have gone through a school administration. And generally speaking, I have a lot of respect for what my education has gotten me in my life. I know that people that do not have my level of education do not look at life the same. Is it better or worse? It's up to the eye of the beholder. Now, in terms of the trauma and the difficulties that I've had with school, it's been limitless in the sense that a creative spirit that knows that they want to be a leader is always going to suffer in a place where things are standardized. And that is the plight of, I believe, education and schools not moving to a more progressive way of teaching and actually utilizing perhaps even social media to provide that education. I think it's too structured.
I think that's why Trump wants to dismantle the education system and move it up to the states as a whole. And we're going to see that shift come into the next 4 years. Now, if that follows through after the next 4, that'd be something we could, come back to discuss. But these next 4 years, we're going to see a change not only in technology that we've never seen before. We're talking about probably an Apple supercomputer with a quantum chip in it that's out for sale to the public. That's going to change the game. Talk about your computer now. So everything's going to be worthless with this new technology that's coming out in the next 4 years, on top of the policy changes. And that's what comes into, okay, how do we change the things at the school level? They need to be changed to be a policy. We don't go up to the colleges. We have to go up to our representatives that we elect when we build relationships and we lobby for it, as an institution of influence would.
Absolutely.
Some of these companies are lobbying and they're doing it through bribery, the legal bribery, right? And paying them like $500 million. We can develop that through relationship though, because these CEOs that send the $500 don't drive all the way to the actual building after developing these policies. They just call them on the phone and say, "Oh, this done. I know I got the money that you want. Here you go. Make it happen." Because that's how they
know. You know as much as I do that at the end of the day, earning money is a process of merit. A lot of the time, it's a process of learning certain skills, and we're gonna get there. I guarantee it. Bright Smiles in the first 5 months that it's been active, it's been promised $5.7 million of funding. And it's because it's a mission that really has not only substance and great philosophy, but it also has the execution and the simplicity to be scalable. And so there is tremendous amounts of potential when we not only have these beautiful philosophies, but also know the skills and the individual prowess that's required in order to accrue the money to also add on to the philosophies. And I agree with you, actually. So a big part of what I'll be doing over the next couple of years through all this PR and through all this social media and through all these connections is actually going and speaking to politicians, is actually going and creating systems for changing how education is laid out.
We need to develop the relationship with them, and I think that's what I was mainly getting at. Screw the money. Yes, the oil rig guys have that money to play with, and they can just make a call from the oil rig and get whatever they need. But we can drive to the Capitol and develop these relationships. We can out and scout like a sports scout these politicians that are running and do their marketing campaigns for them and get them in and lobby in a different way. We can get creative. We can start doing this now.
Yep.
That's what I'm getting at.
And we are. And frankly, we are. Right? So ZLT, for instance, you've been reaching out to many nonprofits that are doing fundamentally important things for the community, actually going and doing pro bono projects for them.
We're trying to plan on doing one for a local drug rehab center. We just did one for a local philanthropist in the area against the wind farm projects. Now someone wants to do one for the wind farm project, so we're trying to discuss that with them. We keep a neutral stance on all things. We just relay the facts to you, and you make up the decision yourself. We want to provide a safe and collaborative environment for anyone and everyone to thrive. And that means we take an unbiased approach on any of our stories, or any of our news, any of our media that we produce, and that's how it has to be.
So dude, I'm really, really excited about all the cool things that we have going on. There's obviously the day by day, but having conversations like this, and also obviously all the planning conversations that we have, anyone that's watching these videos that wants to get involved in this garden that we're creating, this incredible ecosystem that's being created here, now is the best time.
Of course it is.
To get in, because
now it really is.
Now we're developing things, and we can help you go through the process of becoming useful to organizations that you believe in. Now, what I realized is a little bit going back to education is that your best mentors will be the ones that are about 4 to 5 years older than you. And the reason is that when you get to the expert stage of doing anything in life, it becomes a lot harder to convey that information in a way that a novice can understand. But it's really, really good to get someone that's a little bit further along in the process so that they can convey and still kind of understand where you're coming from. And frankly speaking, we're growing really fast, and we're going to continue to grow really fast. So all of you guys that are watching this that have big ideas that actually want to make society better, are interested in media, are interested in healthcare, are interested in business, are interested in videography, it's limitless. That's what the Turabify Network is for, is to create a much larger community, an international community of people that actually want to bridge the gap and actually want to make that world a little bit more connected.
That's why one of my mentors actually is Shakespeare. And I see myself as modern day Shakespeare, even in our business, because it's the relatability that he brings to the table. Why do we still learn about Shakespeare to this day? Why do we still read his plays? Because of the relatability in each one of his works of art that's carried on through centuries. And that relatability is the communication. His art was a form of expression. He communicated something that was relatable to people. So as we grow, and as me, anchored in my institution, found someone that's at a higher caliber, as such as you that can mentor me and my team, I'm able to bring the relatability down to the table in my team and portray that information or relay that information to them.
And how has my mentoring actually affected your business so far?
One relationship can make you a millionaire. I'll tell you that. And this relationship has guaranteed that I will be a millionaire because of the time that I dedicate to myself, because of the goals that I set for myself, and for the execution that's needed. If you have someone that's a mentor and you're getting on call with them and you're going through tasks and you're doing things, and you just continually don't do them, they're going to be like, bro, are you not interested? And they're going to stop wasting their time because they're actually, no offense, they're actually successful, right? They're doing something that you wish you could be doing. So work harder, go get that. And that's how, this mentorship has developed me. It's developed me as in, okay, before I met Turab, I was like, damn, I've grown a lot in a year. Well, damn, since I've met Turab, I could have put me in a podcast. I would have not been able to hold any composure as I am now, to confidence. I want to be able to come at you with more advanced terminologies. Now, some of that could be structured more as I learn, but to be 20 years old and to be in this position and to have this sort of righteousness, I feel blessed. A lot of it is contributed to you since I've met you from the conference. I'm telling you right now, guys, one relationship and one question, because I didn't meet Turab and I didn't want the relationship for the money. I wanted this for the relationship and the knowledge to keep my mind like a sponge and to grow. And because of that, cool, we got a contract. Cool, you invested. Now I have capital. But you saw that as a need in my company, as a growth and as a need. So you provided that, as you should. Now that's something I'm going to do one day for someone else, right? And you hand it down, right? So just watch it develop. Everything happens for a reason. I just got to take it day by day. That's why I tell sometimes you might get a little overwhelmed with all the data. You might call Zach and you might be like, Big Dave, now the shit has to happen now. And day by day, Turab. Sometimes the rabbit, in the story, the rabbit didn't win. The turtle did. And the turtle had a shell. He was concrete. He was solid. He was protected. He was focused. He knew where he was going. Stay and keep your composure. Stay humble. And that's how you get your respect. That's what I've learned. Because I've always had people try to force the respect thing I went through. You ought to give me respect. But then I've dealt with a lot of internal issues within the house. And I saw, or how do I word this? I just say I've reached out to my grandfather. I went over to his house. And I sought him as a mentor for a night. Said, this is what's going on. And he told me these few words of advice, which is respect is due where it's given. And you're a man now. And if
Respect is due when it's given?
Yeah, or where it's given. So if they're not giving you respect, you have all the right to walk away and say, this is not what I'm going to take. You respect me, I'll respect you. Respect is built. Trust is built. So things that are given over time, not things that you give to everyone. You have to have boundaries, standards for yourself, and how people treat you.
Yeah.
And that alone is also been a really big game changer.
Dude, and out of all the people that I've had the chance to mentor so far, Zach is definitely very, very reliable, incredibly consistent, very big thinking, very compassionate individual, very family oriented, phenomenal.
It's one of your values.
Yeah, exactly. And I would just recommend if anyone is looking to get their company started in social media, establish a personal brand, just have someone on the inside that understands the industry a little bit better.
So who wants to start a company in general? You got your operations, your business development, you got your media marketing, advertising. You should have the conception. That's the idea. Let's help you scale. There's in the business cycle, there's 5 stages. We cover basically it's like the main 3. You just got to cover the conception, the idea, and the sale. We got the conversion, we got the marketing and advertising, and we got the operation. We got it covered. We're here. If you want to start a business, today you need to be reaching out to us, and we can help you grow your company.
But we'll take some capital, but I'm always down for some interesting resources, interesting relationships. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Zach, thanks so much for being here with us.
There's going to be more. There's going to be a lot more.